Hi guys, what's up and welcome back. Flavio Gargano here for musicinthemirror.com. Today is a really special day to me cause last night I met this really beautiful girl. We were looking to each other for a couple of minutes, then she came close to me and told me,
"Who needs to go to sleep when I got you next to me?"
Okay, I wish. I was joking, but I'm happy anyway, cause in this breakdown we'll see a lot of stuff. We'll craft the whole project starting from the very 0 point. Everything is made in Cubase 9.5 with no external plugins or VST, but of course you can achieve the same result with your favorite DAW. So let's turn on the engine, stay focused, stay creative, and unleash your music! Let's have a look to the DRUMKIT. Sometimes choosing the right sample can be very tedious. In my experience, I think the secret is to try to imagine the after-processing. Let me explain this concept with an example. This is the kick I chose. It's pretty far away from the reference, but I like the attack transients and I know I can get some deepness in some way. Check the after-processing. And that's the point, guys. When you choose a sample, listen, check the frequency spectrum, evaluate possible processing, and imagine how it will be after that. Let's see how I got this result. First, I got out the tail, and I further shaped the sound with the envelope. Like that. I got rid of some high frequencies, and I wanted to boost the attack as well. Then I spotted an annoying resonance frequency around 100 Hz. Let me show you. See that? Then I applied a multiband compressor. See how the sound is dramatically changed with just a plugin. That's very powerful, guys. We got a solid and deep kick. Lastly, I made some room for the sub-bass, adding this high-pass filter. The snare. This is the dry signal. Let's make some EQ sculpting. High-pass filter, the body, a resonant frequency, remove some boxy sound, and give it a little air. Then I added a multiband compressor, a maximizer. Let's check the before and after. Before and after. For the hi-hat, I added a quadra fuzz to get some dirty. A compressor, and an EQ, cutting the low end and gently lowering the high frequencies. This is the before and after. The shakers. If you listen to the reference, you will spot this percussion playing once on the left and then to the right. I didn't want to involve the pan automation, so I've just created 2 copies of the same shaker and split them left-right. Then I just optimized the equalization. The claps. Nothing special to tell about, I just loaded the sample and pitched it up a bit. Like that. For the tom, I just EQ'd it, added a compressor and a long reverb. A very effective technique is to add a compressor to boost the reverb effect itself. For the crash. My dear drum player, I'm very sorry for you, but better you go to buy a new cymbal set, cause I literally smashed it. This is the original sample. I used a quadra fuzz, removed the low end frequencies, added some air and some ambient with a long reverb. Okay, Let's check the drum pattern. Yes, nice and very vintage. Before starting with the instruments, I'm gonna set up my frequency mapping for this project. Let me show what I mean. We got 6 instruments. Each one of them will cover a specific area in the frequency spectrum. As in the Tetris game, similarly here we have to find the right frequency shape in order to make all the instruments blend together properly. So, when 2 or more instruments will get overlapping frequencies, we'll remove some of them from one, leaving room for the other, and vice versa. The more instruments there will be in the project, the harder will be this process. Okay, let's craft our sub-bass. For the oscillator 1, ramp 16, phase 0. Oscillator 2, sine 16. I'm gonna put the phase on 45 degrees. Another thing I want to do to make the slide effects in the fill before the refrain is to set the down pitch at -12. Let's have a look to the pitch effect. Now I want to enclose my sub-bass between the frequency spectrum we saw before. So I'm gonna add a low pass and high pass filter and another cut on the very low end. And that's it. The distorted bass. Basically it's a copy of a previous instrument, but processed in a different way. I used Emperor, a guitar amp simulator, frequency with the mirroring EQ technique I showed you in the previous video, and a compressor, sidechained with a kick. Let's move to the synth bass. For the oscillator 1, square, shape 2. For the oscillator 2, ramp, and phase 45. For the oscillator 3, select ramp, and phase 90 degrees. Let me tweak the ADSR. Distortion 3. Then move to the effects section and activate phaser. Select the preset gentle phase, mix around 15%. Then I'm gonna cut the lower frequencies and shape the sound in this way. Don't forget to look for resonance frequencies, guys. They can literally compromise the mix and your wellness as well, trust me. By the way, I want to show you a little trick about MIDI programming. This is the synth bass part. Let's suppose you make a copy of this track. You want to modify it and get this result. So you may select all notes, delete, do the same for the other notes, turn on the snap mode, pick surgically the right corner of every single note and extend it until... Okay, just kidding. Let's do that in Pro mode. I'm gonna do this in real time, so no video tricks or time lapse. Let's go! Glue tool, 1, 2, 3, 4. Select all, legato, done! Let me slow down and show you the entire process. Excuse me, I should carry on with the video. You mind if I... Oh damn, I think you took it personal. Let me show you what I've done. Okay, so pick the glue tool hidden 4. Move on the first note, hold Alt plus left click. Do the same with the other notes. Now, to fill the gap between the notes, we're gonna use the legato MIDI function. Just select all, Ctrl Command A, go to MIDI function legato. To speed up my workflow, I set this command to Shift L. In alternative, you can press Ctrl Command, right click, function, legato. And that's the pro mode, guys. So be wise and work smarter. Okay, let's move to the synth pad. This is the sound that will literally open the mix in the refrain, giving it air and space. Let's craft it. Oscillator 1 ramp, multi 8, the tune, wow. Then move to the effects tab and add some modulation. Done. In the insert chain, I added a multi-band compressor that interacts in sidechain mode with the kick, compressing the low-mid frequencies. Check this out. Playing with the attack, release time and sidechain send, we can create a kind of a rhythm, and this can be helpful sometimes. Therefore, I used a long reverb to compensate the gap created by the sidechain, and at the same time to add space to the pad sound. Let's have a look to the chord sequence. We have A minor, F, C, and G. And this is the structure of both verse and the refrain. Let's move to the synth sequencer. This time I used Hellion Sonic SCE3. I'm gonna search for the preset Brave Chant. Remove the oscillator 1 and the air. Go to the modulation tab and deactivate all the connections. Let me lower this, guys. Then I increase the reverb, just a touch. And let's shape the signal. And release. Okay. Let's do the same with the filter. Okay, now I want to add a delay. Go to the effects section, delay, then I go to the mix, and set the right volume. Done. Last but not least, the lead synth. For the oscillator 1, I go for square, shape 1, multi 3, and the tune a little bit. Voice mono, add some glide, increase the filter attack, and the envelope shape. Increase the attack as well, just a touch, and the release. And I want to add some distortion. Then I want to generate some vibrato and control it with the modulation wheel. So I move to the metric section. The source is my modulation wheel that will control the vibrato, means the LFO generator that will control the pitch. So here I'm gonna put the oscillator 1 pitch. Done. Test drive. Sounds okay. I just give it a little bit of body around the 300 Hz. Okay, let's check the whole project. very satisfied of the final result. We did a really great job today. We took care of many aspects of the project, from the MIDI programming to the sound crafting and mixing. More videos are on the way, but what's the song you want me to break down next? Just leave a comment. And if you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to keep yourself updated. But don't forget, stay creative and unleash your music!